everybody to move up. Good evening. If you guys would like to move up a little bit closer instead of the back there, so we can start the meeting, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, they are doing it. I can't remember where. Clean choyas tilo huli danya tia nahalyas tia. Marcy, today Shane's asked me to do a opening prayer for our meeting today. And the Legislative Assembly, we pray before all of our meetings, so this is just a part of it. I would like to begin by thanking our Heavenly Father for being here today and seeing that we have some people in the room. I hope that everybody's in good health. I hope that we're able to go through today's meeting and discuss the two acts that we're going through the so that
we have some staff here as well over here
and go through.
James and Allison Anderson, who are part of our team at the Legislative Assembly. And as well, we'd like to Jackson here for being here today, and we'll pass the mic to him at some point in time during the meeting. So can we have somebody move that we accept the agenda as moved by members of the committee responsible for holding the agreement to account? One of the ways we do this is by making sure the new act focuses more on territories. The minister must consent to the creation of a university or college, an act of the 19 at 5 p.m. One final piece of housekeeping. Please remember that all submissions will be part of official. Okay, thank you. Is there anybody that has any comments or concerns in regards to Bill 45 or 48?
New is there is more focus on healing and rehabilitation for offenders rather than only seed and maybe not go back. Thank you.
So sinwa dade asin ledana ke okina da tsate ne zande dio watsa dani de ke ko tsate sakoni kongozu konge kwe han le akosa get de kwe otani hlanege lera adani sakwa ge atwa dilesone de chini not ha hundi de habatsa goti it's on Saturday. I got you. The senior with our minister, Justice settle out in le. As a dean, what I says go ahead there with you. Then I who can adopt that then is they get us at the Congozo Guyage de Que or Guyage Deno. Gigasi Walla programs that did the online program. It's okay. This is they go get there. I get 20 on the go here. A year, the whole Nazi 20, the whole like it sell in Daddy. And he at Atlanta go on there again, how would you on there? And so, seeing what Daddy, I didn't get on his out there. Not strong, Seku again, Leonda get Honda get Dion that Tungu, Congos and Conget, you know, the Gion, Sakaki audience on case it doesn't have to deal in it, but not short what done out there, the whole way nature was says that see a massy one day. As I know one and if trades wala go out there. He trades the didn't the college university then I get fulani. Work as some of the bill than the whole line. Things on the one go today, and no trades on Kenny. I hear what go out, then I cannot sue the deals. So, when I go here, I that did say, Mada Nick Honda, I cannot get alone. If I had to get 21, Gigana, Tuta, Hanin, Giahola, the sound. I know that one and out there, and did they get a whole water
tour. We've heard some of these concerns from the other communities as well, the importance of, making sure our students are prepared to go to school and, be prepared to be successful. And part of our report back will be addressing that concern as well, that we're talking about making sure our youth, our future, is prepared to be, our leaders in the future. And by that, we need to get them educated and trained. We also, though, need to look at the ones that are not, have not, graduated and they want to go back. And that's, again, is accessing the learning centers that are existing in the communities, because those are great venues to help us. And so we're looking at that. This post-secondary one is the ability for the government to develop a university, but it also helps Deshinta and College Nordique, which right now, the Deshinta is the research. Research for research and learning. They've changed it from Bush University to that, but it's also, this bill will help us work with them to get them recognized as an institution there. So in regards to the here, we talked about the importance of rehabilitation on the land, but also I give credit to my colleague, Ms. Green. She's been stressing, and for the last 3-4 years, it's about transitional housing to make sure we have support and aftercare communities. That we need to look at the whole package as we move forward, and as part of the bill, we've heard those things. I think I will turn the mic over to my colleague.
Really, that in order for that to really take hold, that when people leave the correctional center, they need to come into some kind of supportive housing so that they have a place to live and they have access to services that will help them maintain their sobriety and to move on with their lives. That there's a not specifically about the need for another place to have healing is away from the family for a long time. It leaves a gap, and sometimes it may be helpful in these on the land camp opportunities to have the whole family there, not just the offender, so that they can reestablish positive relationships with one another. So that's what I want to say about the Corrections Act. I'm hopeful that it will take the experience of inmates in a new direction.
Visited some institutions, like namely alcohol and drug addiction centers. Proposed changes go as far as that. I think, in my view, and it's an opportunity for us to make changes, and we're at that point. So pretty monumental, but it can be done. We'll see.
Okay, thank you, Shane. Merci. I guess the first thing I would touch on a bit is also most of our discussion has been that the ideal place could be Yellowknife to attract as many university students, Northern University students, to a university, probably ideally located in Yellowknife. And then what's happening in Fort Smith with Aurora College could end up being a different situation. But just to I think, develop an act that allow the government of the Northwest Territories to approve so education also graduation levels in the Northwest Territories that were, let's say, every community across the territories had the same type of graduation success as Yellowknife degrees, which may become possible if there is more of it will become possible if there is a university in NWT. The employment in the territory, the graduation rates go up, the employment rates, social issues are gone, and things just continue to get better and better, you know. So to me, this is a start. We're able to get the Legislative Assembly to pass this type of thing, and the plan goes, and in 10 years we start to see the development of a university. I think that is important. Just touching a bit on the Corrections Act, I think the problem is similar right across all of our small communities. I think someone indicated the high percentage of Indigenous people incarcerated, high percentage Indigenous people. Less, when Jackson and I were in cabinet last government, if you look at where they're living, they don't have a home. They don't have anywhere to live except they're living with relatives, brothers and sisters, as long as the people welcome them into a home. But for the most part, they're living in an unwelcome environment. So rather than always living in an unwelcome environment, they're living in, they just go back to jail. And so I think this act could help if we do a lot of the other services around the NWT, a lot of government services through social services or income support or housing, everything, all working together to try to assist the individuals so they don't return back into the correction system. That's what I have, Shane. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. One thing, the challenge when we okay, if there's no further comments or presentations from the public, do committee on behalf, I would like to thank everybody for joining us. Oh, Peter. Oh, you're more than welcome. Sorry.
Hi. Masitro doesn't Behchoko Desi. Now you are tired, Sunday. I said thank you for coming to Behchoko, and I can interpret for you. But as an interpreter, I've been interpreting 10 years, no, since 2005 now, for 10 and GWT, and now this year I started working with courts. And the thing about interpreting is that you work with two languages, and they took away that interpreting certificate that used to exist long time ago under Mr. Canadian from Fort Providence. So I wonder if they can re-establish that, so as interpreters might want to do that, and through the education. So I just want to reverse that, work it at our advantage. So I just want to thank you.
Thank you, Peter. From what we heard here today, is there anybody else? Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I wanted to just say that what Peter said. I want to let people know that we're I think the first jurisdiction ever that can be conducted by the. So while we're sitting in the Legislative Assembly, we hear Aboriginal language every day. Me and table, Mr. Nadley, we speak our language in the House, but your MLA, Jackson, house in Quechua language. So it's something that is probably doesn't happen anywhere else. Jackson would know. But I think that those are good comments and something that we, for what the chairman said, be able to take it back to the minister responsible for language and culture to discuss what Peter had said.
Thank you. I'd like to turn the floor back to your MLA, Jackson, if he has any closing comments on behalf of yourself. And
Masi, I'd just like to say thank you for coming to our community of Behchoko. We do have over 2,500 population, but we do have some people here. We're always have a conflicting meetings and events are happening. There are other events, other meetings are happening as well. And then you always compete with bingo too, right? So I just want to say thank you for coming. This is a very important two issues that is before us, Correction and Post-Secondary Education Act. I'd just like to say thank you for those that spoke as well. I wish that we have more people, but it's just the way it is sometimes. But what we've heard here, I'm hoping there will be a handprint onto a new document that'll be put forward in August. So sort of like a Dorothy's comment or Peter's comment. Peter's referring to a language bureau back in the 90s. We're all familiar with that, and it would be nice to reintroduce that. I, as a speaker, obviously, as you know, we triple our language budget in a legislative assembly, so that will gear towards a language bureau type for legislative assembly alone. So I'm hoping that the government will recognize that. So at least we're starting from a small baby step, but it's very important that and also Dorothy, and keep those in mind, your thoughts when you're putting the package together. And I'd just like to say thank you to the staff that are here with us as well, and the interpreter. With our interpreter, we'll be lost in the system. So, and the people that are here with us, I'd like to say Masi for coming as well. And I know we have another event next week, so there's always these travels that are happening with MLAs. It's very important that we publicly advertise. We put this on the radio, and so I've stressed that before, and we need to really stress these type of public meetings. And so I just want to say again, Masi for coming to our community.
thank you, Jackson. And yeah, I'd like to thank Peter for the translation. Greatly appreciate that. On behalf of the committee, I'd like to thank everybody who joined us here today. As MLAs, it is a privilege to be here and to hear directly from you. When we make a report in an upcoming sitting of the Legislative Assembly, we will highlight the feedback we received during these meetings and from other public submissions. If you still have questions about the bills or want to make a written submission, please talk to our committee clerk. You can also visit our website at www.assembly.gov.nt.ca. I will now adjourn this public meeting. I would like to thank you very much.
Yeah, we need to publicly advertise that too, because it's not really out there until I came across